Today I have a 2009 Toyota Camry with a 2.4 liter engine, and the alternator is not charging the battery. This vehicle has gotten stuck away from home, about an hour away from home. I'm gonna check fuses before doing anything else. If we don't find any blown fuses, I'm gonna go ahead and replace the alternator, and hopefully we can fix the problem by replacing the alternator without diagnosing the problem, since we need to move this vehicle as fast as we can. Also, the shifter is not coming out of park on this vehicle. These are the fuses inside the vehicle here. We checked all of them already too. So we're gonna replace this one, and hopefully we hit the target, because no diagnosis in this case, since this car has gotten stuck on the road here. It's in a place where it's not allowed to be parked here for too long. Disconnect the battery first. The owner of the vehicle replaced the battery here. It's a new battery, as you can see. He drove for 1 day while the battery had a charge, but it went dead already. To get this alternator out of here, what you do is you have two options. You either can reach there the 14mm bolt and the tensioner right there, or either you can take out the motor mount and you have a much better space here. 1 and 2 14mm bolt right there, 14mm bolt right there, and this one, 3 of them. Once you take this one out, you can get the other 3 bolts there, 14mm bolt. It will take you about 1 minute in total, or maybe 2 minutes to take this out, instead of being fighting there, in case if you don't have the right tools. So it's up to you. This one also, you have to remove it, a 14mm bolt also. And right now we have all the space right there. I'm gonna use a 19mm wrench to take off the belt from the alternator. And whenever you pull in this tensioner, just pull it very slowly. That's how it works better, since it is a hydraulic tensioner and very hard to pull. And never put your fingers between the belt and the alternator pulley. That is dangerous. This vein here, as you can see, and the alternator pulley, very hard to pull out the belt from here, because these tensioners are really hard to pull. I slide off the belt from the water pump pulley here. It's much better. Alright, 12mm bolts here in the bottom and 1 here on the top. This one is 14. To remove the one here on the bottom, which is 12, you should use a small ratchet here. If you use a big one, normally the pulley is going to be on the way, so it's better to use one of this one here. Right now, the 14mm bolt right there. And that is the alternator right here. As you can see, it looks very old. This one is original from Toyota. The water pump right there is leaking also. And those are the 2 holes, the bolts for the alternator. One right there. Let's see, right there. And that's the other one. Alright, the new alternator here. When you have a problem for this part of the alternator, this like a nut here to enter the bracket there. In this case here, sometimes you have a problem because there isn't enough space. In that case, what you do is you put the bolt like this and tap it with a hammer here. Just get it in enough so you don't damage the thread. You can put a socket here, so you don't, if you're afraid you're gonna damage the head of the bolt. See the nut right there? It's at the same level of the surface here, so no problem. Now it will go inside very smoothly. Alright, we'll transfer this small bracket here and this one here. And we leave the bolt loose right there to put the bottom bolt. I don't have the manufacturer specification for the torque since this vehicle got stuck in the water and I didn't know what the problem was when I was called to come here. And that's the belt right there. That belt needs to be replaced also, but we're not gonna replace it in this case because they got stuck on the board here. Alright, the belt and the alternator pulley, I put it here first, and as a last I put it in the water pump pulley right there, since it's easier for me to slide it in instead of doing it here because of the big vein the alternator has here, the pulley alternator. That is because those tensioners are very hard to pull, and have a cup right there, a plastic cup, coffee cup, to hold the belt right there. Alright, installing the belt again, and I'm gonna use the same method with the 19mm wrench here. Alright, it's done. That is the belt right there already installed. Very easy to slide it in the pulley right there, the water pump pulley. And that is the engine up and running, and we're testing the battery again to see, the alternator is charging the battery. Everything is good, so the alternator was the problem right there. Thanks for watching this video and stay blessed.